This is how I've used technology to make my magazine in AS Media. I've used Photoshop to make all of the graphic features and make all the boxes for the layouts on the front cover. So I've simply done that by using shapes in Photoshop and using layers and colours. I've kept the colours the same or very similar by having overlays. So if I go to blending options, and it's the colour overlay that is making this more dark, so that I can use the same one and just apply more darkness over it to make a different variation. Similar thing with this one and most of these. Now, this is the masthead, and I did this by going on to a font website, typing in the font, copying it into here, and then tracing it out in shapes. So going to the shapes over here and actually drawing it out like that, and then just doing that across and then bouncing it down to that image there, and that's a high quality version. This is the image I used on my front cover, and I selected, I'll just do a rough demonstration here. This isn't the final version. The new version has all the digital effects in the background, so I'll do just a quick really rough copy. There we go. Now I'm just going to distort it and put a pixelate and put, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was this one. Yes, I think it was this one. Yeah, and I applied that effect onto the back to give it a much more digital feel. Most of the images in the magazine have this same effect on. We go to blending options, and this has already been done because it's a static image put back into Photoshop. But the way I did it is I went into color overlay, to here, and chosen a grey color, and then brought the grey right down, but for the whole image, not just that layer. And I've done this on most of the photographs because it's almost the same color as these, and it makes the pictures match more with the what the colors are with the rest of the magazine. So that's how I've used Photoshop to manipulate my images for my magazine. I'll take a moment to go over my magazine and how I would plan to use technology to further involve my readers. The social media buttons in the top left, if they go to the social media site, there'll be photographs of what the editors are doing and what music they're listening to on Instagram. There'll be playlists and recommendations on the SoundCloud account, and just general updates, releases of bands, new planned gigs on the Twitter page. And if they're reading the digital version, the idea is that they'll be able to just click these and they'll go to the correct places. The same with the QR code in the at the bottom. Some, very few, but some shops, some physical stores, they've accepted paying in Bitcoin. So the idea is with this, you'd be able to pay with either normal money and you can use the barcode, or you can pay with Bitcoin. And if you scan that, it would go into the whoever made the magazine, the publisher's Bitcoin wallet, straight away. This is the double page spread, and most of all you can see that at the end of the interview there's the SoundCloud link for it says that it's in a playlist and it's got the album name. And again, if this is on the digital version, you'd be able to click that and it would just go straight there. Similar thing on here. Click that QR code or scan the QR code depending on what you're doing. You can go straight to the site and get the save 35% offer and etc. So that's how I've used technology in my magazine. How I would integrate that. This is my magazine in Adobe InDesign, which is the program that I've used to put everything together. As you can see, some of the fonts I don't have on this machine, so some of the fonts are wrong, but everything's here so that I can show you how I've done everything. I'll just move that down there. Right. I'm just going to take that onto normal mode, and as you can see, it's pretty complicated. That just is a box I'll get rid of because I don't need it. And everything's built up in layers, so you can take layers off, and I've laid it quite intuitively just so that if you do that, that's the background and the logo, and everything within that layer has a box around and you can move it about. And I like doing it this way because it's all nice and color coded, and it means you can split it up into layers. I like the layers because you can edit things behind. You can just turn them off. I don't know what that layer is. And maybe something on one of the other pages. But yeah, as you can see, these are the graphic features that I made in Photoshop along with the I don't think I showcased the trees. But I made the trees in Photoshop as well. And these social media buttons were open source, and I did a little bit of editing on them, but they are free for use in anything. And a lot of websites do use them actually. I think The Guardian may use them or something, I don't know. But as you can see, the fonts are a little bit wrong. They wouldn't quite be like that. It's more like well, this is the final this is the final export, and there is a version of which I don't have the correct fonts. It's just I'm just showing you this. If we go down to here, I've linked the all the photographs relate into the article somehow. So especially this one, it's talking about, it literally refers to it, saying, you know, pretty much below is where she has her home and studio, and you know, a piece of electronic equipment, electronic synthesizer, and various other things. I've used the original image of this. I actually took I had the model in this section, and it was about this ratio, and I took her out and expanded it because I decided to change my mind. I was going to have the double page spread, the text on both sides, but I've swapped it, swapped all the order around of the photograph going that way. So I mean, I actually did this in Photoshop, but it's okay to represent it. So it looks a bit glitchy and weird, and I think it's quite a good aesthetic to keep with the electronic theme. And I had the text. See, I've used the translucent box again, which is very similar color to everything. It's a very similar hue to what's on all the pictures, and it's the same color as that, but it's just a little bit translucent. And I really like the title because it stands out a lot, and it's really like it's very different to the rest of the the piece, so in that way it kind of breaks conventions. But it's very similar to the masthead, but it's just it's got like a very, very, very heavy drop shadow. So I was looking at the, yeah, here we go. The this little description here had it running alongside the railing just so it stands out a bit, and there's little quotes and things everywhere, and I think I've done okay on that. So that's how I've used InDesign to actually assemble